Well. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to our MIT Men and Trainers hybrid meeting. Yes, my name is Craig, and I am one of your certified peer recovery specialists. And on tonight, we're going to get right into it. And we're going to bring you an article by Brothers in Arms, Scotland.com.uk. And so I thought this would be something good to read, study, digest, and hopefully share with all those. So tonight we're going to be talking about a guide on positive role models for men. And this is a hybrid meeting. And so I currently work for Cumberland County Human Services under the Department of Capital Recovery Center. All right. And so one of the most common problems men face is the lack of a positive role model. There are many benefits associated with having positive men role models in any man's life. Most of the mental health issues and stresses men face are due to the pressure of constantly being their best, even when they do not know how to be. Having a positive role model is the best way to learn how to become a better man. And so we're going to talk exactly some of the good things, or we're going to utilize this article as a guide on positive role models for men. And so we're going to jump right in. Who is a male role model? A role model can be defined as a person who others look up to as a source of encouragement and one worth being imitated. When it comes to male role models, they are meant to show other men how to live life with integrity, hope, optimism, compassion, and determination. Positive male role models can significantly affect the lives of men looking up to them. They play an essential role in the positive development of anyone looking up to them. Role models can come into your life in different ways. They can be high school educators, celebrity role models, mothers, leaders, fathers, peers, clergy, and even ordinary people in your community. Being a role model is not just constrained to people with fancy lifestyles and personal wealth. Anyone with something positive, let me read that again. Anyone with something positive to offer to other men, be it advice or life skills, can be categorized as a role model. All right. And so that is who is a male role model. As I mentioned, there are several people that we can subscribe to or look up to for encouragement or for advice. This article talks about school educators, celebrities, mothers, leaders, fathers, peer clergy, and even ordinary people in your community. Let's talk about why men need role models. Very important. Why do men? Well, let's answer the question, and let's see what the article tells us. Why men need role models? Why, while male or female figures can influence young men in their life, men require father figures when growing up. Men require father figures when growing up. And so without the right, proper male guidance, whether it's in the household or outside the household, a lot of times we as men can falter or fall by the wayside, and we go through what we call trials and error of life, trying to figure it out on our own. And so it's very important as men to assist other men along the journey and give them some positive outlets or something to look forward to. and the role or an aspect of being a positive role model. When growing up, boys require a father figure in their life, as this has been found to contribute positively to the child's academic and social development. Children who bond with their fathers or father figures from an early age are better problem solvers, have sharper cognitive skills, that is, have sharper mental comprehension, intellect, and are better performers in school. This put them at an advantage over children with no real men figures in their lives, especially children raised by single mothers. All right. The article says boys who become men without positive role models in their lives are often more likely to end up in a life of crime, in jail, or addicts, and participating in risk-taking behavior. In America, only 45% of men graduate from college and university, compared to 58% of females. In addition, college-educated women under the age of 35 outnumber men by a 3-to-2 ratio. All right? This is deeply worrying in an age where gender equality is rife. According to experts, certain factors fuel the growth of unmotivated young boys and underachieving young people in modern society. These include video games, environmental toxins, prescription drugs, uh, teaching methods, and the de-evaluation of masculinity. And so these are some of the factors that the article makes mention of that may hamper a young male from being more assertive in their role in life due to either video games, environmental toxins, prescription drugs, teaching methods, and the evaluation of masculinity. All these factors can be linked to the lack of positive male role models for boys and young men. Young male role models are essential for men as they help to share their emotional maturity, which, unlike puberty, does not happen automatically. And so, what we're here for those who may just be tuning in little late, this is our hybrid meeting. It's called A Guide on Positive Role Models for Men. And this is our MIT. MIT stands for Men in Training. And so what we've been doing over this past several months is sharing information on leadership, role models, reshaping the family, shaping the community, how to restructure our finances, and how to be better men, whether it be to the family, whether it be within our communities, wherever we interact, we want to represent and to exemplify what it is to be positive men to whoever we come in contact with. All right. And so let's talk about the next one. And I think that's something that we need to talk about as well. And that is positive and negative impacts of male role models. While most research on male role models focus on positive role models, it is essential to understand that role models can also be negative. As a man, it is important to understand what attribute makes a positive role model. Sometimes positive role models can make poor choices. Men need to understand that role models' negative behavior is not to be copied or admired. Let me read that again because that is so important. I'm going to read it from the top. It says, sometimes positive role models can make poor choices. Men need to understand that models' negative behavior is not to be copied or admired. As boys transition into adolescence as young men, they should differentiate between negative and positive attributes to copy from their role models. So we should make a distinguish who we want to imitate or emulate or to follow as our role models. And so we want to proceed with caution when it comes to negative role models, and we want to lean on the area of caution on the side of choosing positive role models. Parents, especially single mothers, need to teach kids the difference between positive masculinity and negative masculinity based on the behavior of their male role models. When families take the time to instill values and integrity in their children's lives, it can positively impact the child's development and make it easier for them to tell the difference between good men and negative role models. All right? And so the article makes it clear for us to be more attentive to the distinction between positive and negative role models. Let's move on. What to look for in a positive role model? Good question. And here are some of the things that we want to focus on. We want to stay vigilant for when it comes to positive role models. And then one of them is essential. I think all of them is valuable to learn and to obtain to, but we want to go into depth and find out what the article make mention of what to look for in a positive role model. And so the person who wrote this article, they stated that passion and ability to inspire. So we want to gravitate to those who have the passion and the ability to inspire us to do the right thing when it doesn't seem, when it's very difficult at times. Because as young men growing up in our today's society, they are faced with so many peer pressure, so many obstacles, so many vices that they find it hard to, it's like a tug of war. Which side should I be on? And so we want to enforce the side of the positive side, because even though when it's not fashionable, when everyone is also are in the popularity contest, whereas if you're not with the in crowd, you're on the outskirt. And so I remember hearing a podcast, and the guy said, you know, you wasn't. He said when he was growing up that people want to be in the in crowd, and he said God created you to be not on the in, not to be with the in crowd. God created you to stand out. And so that's what we've tried to inspire into young men to stand out. You don't have to always stand in, go along to get along. You want to stand out. You want to be uniquely different from the crowd. So therefore, make positive decisions. So a good positive role model is someone with what? Passion and ability to inspire. A positive role model, a positive male role model shows passion for everything they do and can transfer this passion to others around them. This article says a positive role model, male role model shows passion for everything they do and transfer this passion to others around them. All right. And so if you've ever been around a person who are very passionate about what they do, they really love what they do. You know, I have come across people who really love people. You can sense the genuineness in people that loves people, people who are willing to go the extra mile to help you along the way to be successful, to accomplish and to attain that which you're seeking in life. And so if you're ever in contact with somebody who has the passion, who has the motivation, who has the drive show you what's right and be that example at all given time, please adhere to, if not all of it they do, adhere to the things that you know is right. All right. And so the other one we want to talk about is set values. And so what to look for a positive role model is one who set values. Good role models work to ensure they leave the value in the world. When growing up, young men look up to other men who support similar beliefs and habits. This can be their father figures, an older brother, or simply a celebrity. By admiring role models with clear sets of values, young men understand the importance of their values as part of their development and roles as adults. All right? And it says, by admiring role models with clear sets of values, young men understand the importance of their values as part of their development as roles as adults. And so, what to look for in positive role models? First one we talked about was what? Passion and ability to inspire. The second one we talked about was those who set values. Then we want to go and talk about the next one, and that is commitment to the community. Once again, for all those who may just now be tuning in, this is a MIT Men in Training hybrid session. And today what we're talking about is a guide on positive role models for men. Okay? And so now we want to talk about commitment to the community. This is very key because I know some communities and some environments, some neighborhoods where we may grow up in. I could use my neighborhood for example. When I look back on my life at the time, I didn't really look at it from who was the doctors, who was the lawyers, who was the professional business person. I didn't seek that out. There were some teachers in our community, but when I look back over where I grew up at, there was a lot of different people. There was a working class community. However, I didn't know all the ins and outs, what they actually did. And so community is so important. And so we should always try to make our communities better than we inherited it. Okay, so if our community is not in the condition that we think it ought to be, then we have a responsibility to make it better by being better men, by being better role models. And so when I was in my state of addiction, I felt and I truly believe that I did more harm to my community than I did good. So that's why I'm here today, by the grace of God, to be able to sit here and want to make a transition or a change or make a difference in men's lives. And so I truly believe that we as men, we can do it. And so let's talk about commitment to the community. Positive role models are more other focused as opposed to being self-focused. All right, that was okay. I had to really concentrate on exactly what they were saying, and that is so profound because it says positive role models are more other focused as opposed to being self-focused. That's really self-explanatory. And so these role models are always active in the community-based activities and projects as they give their talents and time freely to the people. You know, we have a saying in our church, God want to utilize us for our talent, our time, and our time. All right, and so that's very important to give back. That's what it's saying. Have arms to be able to give back, not only thinking about yourself, but also those in the community. Young men should admire people who serve others and should emulate this behavior. And so there's nothing wrong by assisting someone along the way or humbling yourself in the way of being a servant, because there's nothing that's more humbling to me to being able to help and to assist someone along the way. It gives me great pleasure. I really enjoy being some of assistant any way I can to people, whether I know them or not. If I can help you, I don't, we have the saying, to God be the glory. All right, all right, all right. Let's talk about the next one, and that is, so we're talking about what to look for in positive role models, and that is they overcome obstacles. A good role model overcomes obstacles. As the famous quote goes, success is not measured by the position one reaches in life, but rather the obstacle they overcome. Let me read that again as well. As the famous quote goes, success is not measured by the positions one reaches in life, but rather the obstacle they overcome. Excuse me. Young men are always attracted to fellow men who overcome significant challenges to become better men without compromising their beliefs and values. A good role model should be able to overcome obstacles with ease without compromising their values. All right, and so we have something, and when I was going through recovery, therapeutic community, we talk about core beliefs. What are your core beliefs? And core beliefs basically deals with your values, your morals, your principles, things of that nature that will keep your character intact and speak volume of who you are as a person, integrity, things of that nature. And so if you're in early stage of recovery and if you may have forgotten about or you haven't obtained those coping skills, or you haven't looked on into your core belief or who you are, which makes you as a person, not the things that you have done in the past, but the things that was instilled in you and the things that you can incorporate into your lifestyle, such as integrity, principles, values, belief, moral, these type of things. We welcome you. We welcome you to hold on to it, accomplish them, and live them out day by day. All right. So before we get up out of here, we're going to talk about another one when it comes to positive male role models, and that is acceptance of others and selflessness. Selflessness. Real men role models are selfless and accept other people for who they are. Role models do not see social or economic barriers or reason not to interact with others. And so I like to consider myself as a grassroots person who loves to go out in the community and interact with people, because that's something I've been doing all my life. And so I'm not fearful, and I'm not passing judgment on anyone. And so I just love to hear people's stories, and I like to share my story as well. And a lot of times there's a wealth of information that you may learn from someone, whether it's, you don't have to take the whole story. It may be just a little tidbit that someone may say in the story, and you may say, wow, on first glance or first looking upon you, I probably never knew this about you. But now that we had a chance to communicate and share together, now I can really see you more clearly. Not just through these physical lens, I can see you more clearly, all right, from a more developed perspective. I'm gonna leave that at that, all right? And so they are always willing to listen and offer help regardless of the recipient's circumstances and background. In their acceptance of everyone, they teach young men how to serve and live their life in service. And so giving back is part of service. That's all it is. It's volunteer work. If you like volunteer, and I see a lot of elderly people, they do that freely. You know, not only do they do it to stay busy and stay active, but there's something about some elderly people that I have met or have seen that they just love to give of their time, their talent, and their tithes. All right. So without further ado, we're going to close it out with the last one. And that is going to be it for the night. And that is the conclusion. We're going to talk about the conclusion. And it's small and it's brief. It says, part of self-improvement is surrounding yourself with people who positively influence your life and choices. Let me read that again. This is for the conclusion of this article and of this MIT Men in Training hybrid meeting. It says, part of self-improvement is surrounding yourself with people who positively influence your life and choices. Having positive role model is the best way to nurture young boys into men and to make a difference in the world. Once again, it's been my pleasure to be amongst you at this MIT Men in Training hybrid meeting. This is something that we do. We try to bring to you live every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Tell a friend, comment, contact us, let us know what we can do more, different, how that we can be an asset to your life as opposed to be a liability. All right. So my name is Craig. So long for now. I am one of your certified peer recovery specialists here at Capital Recovery Center. Take care. Let God be your guide. And I'll see you, Lord willing, the next time.